Lunchtime, 2 Chronicles 36. And the people of the land took Jehoahaz, son of Yoshiahu, and set him up to reign in his father's place in Jerusalem. Jehoahaz was 23 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 3 new moons in Jerusalem. And the sovereign of Mizraim turned him aside in Jerusalem, and imposed on the land a levy of 100 talents of silver and a talent of gold. And the sovereign of Mizraim made his brother Eliakim sovereign over Yehuda and Jerusalem, and changed his name to Jehoiakim. And Necho took Jehoahaz his brother, and brought him to Mizraim. Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem, and he did evil in the eyes of Jehovah his Elohim. Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, came up against him, and bound him in bronze shackles to take him away to Babel. And Nebuchadnezzar brought some of the utensils from the house of Jehovah to Babel, and put them in his hechal at Babel. And the rest of the acts of Jehoiakim, the abominations which he did, and what was found against him, see, they are written in the book of the sovereign of Israel and Yehuda. Then Jehoiakim his son reigned in his place. Jehoiakim was 8 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned in Jerusalem 3 new moons and 10 days. And he did evil in the eyes of Jehovah. And at the turn of the year, sovereign Nebuchadnezzar sent and brought him to Babel, and with the valuable utensils from the house of Jehovah, and made Sidkiyahu, Jehoiakim's brother, sovereign over Yehuda and Jerusalem. Sidkiyahu was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And he did evil in the eyes of Jehovah his Elohim, and he did not humble himself before Yirmiyahu the prophet, who spoke from the mouth of Jehovah. And he also rebelled against sovereign Nebuchadnezzar, who had made him swear by Elohim. But he stiffened his neck and hardened his heart against turning to Jehovah, Elohim of Israel. Also all the heads of the priests and the people trespassed more and more, according to all the abominations of the nations. And they defiled the house of Jehovah, which he had set apart in Jerusalem. And Jehovah Elohim of their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up early and sending them, for he had compassion on his people and his dwelling place. But they were mocking the messengers of Elohim, and despising his words, and scoffing at his prophets, until the wrath of Jehovah arose against his people, until there was no healing. Therefore he brought against them the sovereign of the Kasdim, and he killed their young men with the sword in the house of their set-apart place, and had no compassion on young man or maiden. On the aged of the weak he gave all into his hand. And all the utensils from the house of Elohim, great and small, and the treasures of the house of Jehovah, and the treasures of the sovereign and of his leaders, all these he brought to Babel. And they burned the house of Elohim, and broke down the wall of Jerusalem, and burned all its palaces with fire, and destroyed all its valuable utensils. And those who escaped from the sword he exiled to Babel, where they became servants to him and his sons until the reign of Persia, in order to fill the word of Jehovah by the mouth of Yirmiyahu, until the land had enjoyed her Sabbaths. As long as she lay waste, she kept Sabbath, until 70 years were completed. And in the first year of Koresh, sovereign of Persia, in order to accomplish the word of Jehovah by the mouth of Yirmiyahu, Jehovah stirred up the spirit of Koresh, sovereign of Persia, so that he called out in all his reign, and also put it in writing, saying, Thus said Koresh, sovereign of Persia, Jehovah Elohim of the heavens has given me all the reins of the earth, and he has commanded me to build him a house in Yerushalayim, which is in Yehuda. Whoever is among you of all his people, Jehovah his Elohim be with him, and let him go up.